Don't waste our time, my friend. The special guest of honor, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Honorable Minister of Defense, the representative of the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff, Director of Air Force, Minister of Defense, Chief of Defense Intelligence, Commandants of Service and Nigerian Air Force institutions here present, branch chiefs from Headquarters Nigerian Air Force, General Officer Commanding and Air Officers Commanding here present, Directors, Commanders, and other military officers serving and retired here present, NAFOA President, and other chairpersons of NAFOA members here present, very distinguished invited guests, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am profoundly honored and exceedingly happy to welcome the special guest of honor, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, and other very distinguished guests to the induction into service of a new Mi-171E multi-role helicopter, as well as the commissioning of one reactivated L-39ZA fighter aircraft. It is gratifying to recall that in February this year, Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria inducted 2 Agusta 109 Power and 1 Mi-171E helicopter. Today's event therefore marks yet another milestone that bears eloquent testimony of the unwavering resolve of the federal government to equip and restore the glory of Nigerian Air Force so that the service can prevail in addressing current and emerging threats to the security, the territorial integrity of our beloved country. For the past decade, Nigeria has faced horrific national security challenges that have manifested in the form of terrorism and insurgency, and more recently, armed banditry. The Nigerian Air Force, in concert with sister services and other security agencies, has vigorously confronted these myriads of threats to ensure that the territorial integrity and national sovereignty of our dear nation is not undermined. The fight against insurgency, terrorism, and banditry could not have been possible without the effective employment of modern combat platforms and equipment procured by this government to detect, neutralize, and deter these enemies of our nation and deny them the freedom they once had to attack communities at will. Your Excellency, before the advent of your administration in 2015, the Nigerian Air Force was struggling to perform its statutory roles with an abysmal 30 to 30% flyable aircraft serviceability rate. We recall that terrorism, insurgency, and other heinous crimes were ravaging the nation with improvised explosive devices exploding not only in the northeast, but indeed in several urban centers, including the Federal Capital Territory. Not less than 8 major explosions were recorded in the FCT, killing and maiming several innocent Nigerians. Similarly, the Central Mosque in Kano and several places of worship were targeted regularly, so much so that security personnel were tasked to cordon off these worship places to prevent suicide bombers from penetrating to explode their devices. In Maiduguri, young girls strapped with IEDs were used to target markets, motor parks, mosques, churches, and public gatherings. Several innocent people were maimed and killed. The terrorists went further to establish a caliphate headquarters in Goza. We equally remember how the perversity and persistent insecurity necessitated the declaration of state of emergency in Adamawa, Borno, and Yobe states. On assumption of office, however, Your Excellency, you graciously approved the procurement of military equipment, including trainer aircraft, fighter aircraft, and helicopter gunships. That visionary step profoundly rejuvenated the Nigerian Air Force operations, not only in the northeast where we were engaged in fighting the Boko Haram terrorists, but indeed in other theaters of operation across the country. In this regard, I am pleased to intimate this August gathering that as of today, Your Excellency's government has so far procured and inducted 23 aircrafts into the Nigerian Air Force. Out of this number, 10 are Super Mishak trainer aircraft, while the 13 are rotary wing combat platforms. The combat platforms include 5 Mi-35M, 4 Augusta 109 power helicopter gunships, as well as 2 Mi-171E and 2 Bell 412 multi-role helicopters. As we speak, the Nigerian Air Force is still expecting the delivery within the next few months of 12 Super Tucano combat aircraft from the United States, as well as 3 JF-17 Thunder multi-role fighter jets from Pakistan. The unprecedented acquisition of these new platforms have had game-changing impact on the Nigerian Air Force capacity for training and operational effectiveness. In terms of training, the Super Mishak trainer aircraft have radically transformed Nigerian Air Force ab initio flying training capability by dramatically increasing platform availability by about 400%. As a result, for the first time in more than 30 years, the 401 Flying Training School Kaduna was able to complete ab initio flying training for cadets before their commissioning as officers. Above all, the school in Kaduna have been able to turn out as many as 164 student pilots from its ab initio training program since 2015. Most of these pilots completed basic and advanced training and are today deployed for combat missions, adding significant value to the ongoing operations across various theaters. It is instructive to also note that 45% of all active pilots fighting insecurity in Nigeria today were trained during your administration. In the area of combat and combat support operations, the new aircraft acquired over the last 5 years of the current administration have significantly boosted the capacity of Nigerian Air Force to to take the fight to the Boko Haram terrorists and other criminal elements in the northeast and other parts of the country. Air power deployed using these platforms you acquired in concert with the operations of sister services and other security agencies was instrumental in the uprooting of Boko Haram terrorists from their hitherto caliphate headquarters in Goza, as well as the recovery of other areas previously occupied by the terrorists. Similarly, the IED making workshops scattered all over Borno State, as well as logistic and training camps, have been substantially neutralized, thus degrading the group. For more than 2 years now, the terrorists have been forced to spare the lives of young girls, who they used to target mosques, markets, and parks with IEDs strapped to their bodies. The scale of order of battle of Nigerian Air Force has further enabled the service to effectively conduct air interdictions to neutralize the terrorists in their hideouts, while still providing close air support to surface forces to ensure the effective conduct of their operations. Through these efforts in synergy with surface forces, the employment of these platforms has effectively curtailed the activities of terrorists and prevented them from moving out in mass to attack locations. This is so because today there are more aircraft conducting air operations to checkmate their criminal activities. The acquisition of these new platforms have therefore contributed significantly in improving the security situation in the Northeast, whilst also dealing with threats that have emerged in the Northwest and other parts of our country. The Nigerian Air Force has flown over 37,000 hours in the Northeast alone. Additionally, the service has flown about 10,000 hours in other missions in aid to civil authority and civil power across the country. This includes distribution of about 700,000 kilograms of 2019 electoral materials to 32 locations across the country within a span of 9 days. These feats are undoubtedly a quantum leap in the capacity of the service to perform its constitutionally assigned roles, even as we strive to do much more. Today, through the tremendous support of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, the Nigerian Air Force has acquired another brand new Mi-171E multi-role helicopter and also successfully reactivated an additional L-39ZA ground attack aircraft. It is noteworthy that the reactivation of this L-39 aircraft was conducted in country with active participation of Nigerian Air Force aircraft engineers and technicians. This brings the number of Nigerian Air Force aircraft that have successfully been reactivated in country over the past 5 years to 23, which is an unprecedented accomplishment in the history of the service. The reactivation of additional 2 Alpha jets is over 90% completed in Kainji. When completed, it will bring the number of aircraft successfully reactivated in-house to 25. Equally noteworthy is the fact that the Alpha J reactivation incorporates major upgrades to the hitherto obsolete avionics system of the reactivated aircraft. The strategic intent of the in-country reactivation is to save precious foreign exchange and build on the in-house maintenance capacity of the service. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is with immense gratitude that I inform you today that through the commitment, support of His Excellency Mr. President the Nigerian Air Force has radically improved the serviceability status of its flying aircraft from 35% in 2015 to 85% as of today. We are indeed immensely grateful, Your Excellency, for your magnanimous support to the Nigerian Air Force and indeed the armed forces of Nigeria in general. Your Excellency, your commitment to re-equipping and re-energizing the armed forces has added absolute value to our capacity to conduct kinetic, logistic, and humanitarian operations. I therefore wish to use this medium to assure Mr. President of our unalloyed loyalty and to reaffirm our readiness to relentlessly work for the protection of our country. We further assure you, Your Excellency, that the Nigerian Air Force, working closely with all stakeholders in Nigeria, will never relent in our national commitment to defeat and deter those who aim to undermine our peace, prosperity, unity, and freedom. Your Excellency, we are further honored to solicit your continuous support in our drive to build a highly professional and disciplined Air Force with a qualitative edge to project air power in support of Nigeria's interests and in the protection as well as the well-being of our people. We are also appreciative of the support of the National Assembly, especially the Senate and House Committees on Air Force, as well as the Ministry of Defense for the successes we have achieved so far, and seek their continuous support as we forge ahead. Finally, Your Excellency and very distinguished members of the audience here, we promise to relentlessly continue in our efforts to effectively and efficiently discharge our duties, because we believe that in the race to add value to our society and secure our communities, there is no finishing line. Once again, I welcome you all to this induction ceremony. Thank you and God bless.
That was the welcome address by the Chief of the Air Staff. Your Excellency, Mr. President, the Honorable Minister of Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff, other very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to take the opening remarks. Accordingly, I have the honor and privilege to invite the Honorable Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Salihi Magashi, retired, to give the opening remarks. The Honorable Minister, sir.
Yes, sir. The special guest of honor, His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief Host, the Chief of Air Staff, the President of NAFOA, Hajia Hafsat Abubakar, and other chairpersons of the NAFOA members present here. The Director Air Force Affairs, Minister of Defense, the Chief of Defense Intelligence, Commandants of Trial Service and NAF institutions here present, the branch chiefs from headquarters of the Nigerian Air Force, General Officer Commanding, and air officers commanding here present. Directors, commanders, and other military officers serving and retired, distinguished invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to be here this afternoon to welcome His Excellency, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, to this induction ceremony of a new Mi-171E multi-role helicopter, as well as the commissioning of reactivated Alpha jets and L-39ZA aircraft. I am particularly elated because the President, since assumption of office in 2015, prioritized national security at the top of his agenda, and part of it involves re-equipping the armed forces to enhance their operational effectiveness. We are indeed grateful to Mr. President for his continued support to the armed forces of Nigeria. Gentlemen, you may recall that barely 10 months ago, the President inducted 2 Augusta 109 power helicopters and Mi-171E helicopters into the Nigerian Army, into the Nigerian Air Force inventory to give impetus to our national counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency efforts. The feedback from the field indicates that these aircrafts are making a difference in the various theaters of operation. In view of these efforts, permit me once again express my sincere gratitude to President Muhammadu Buhari for his foresight and dogged leadership despite several daunting challenges facing our dear country. The acquisition of the induction of 23 new platforms since 2015, among other giant strides, is a testament to Mr. President's resolve towards providing necessary equipment required to combat contemporary security challenges in the nation. I must therefore, at this juncture, remind the personnel of the Nigerian Air Force that the aircraft being inducted and commissioned today cost the nation a lot of money. And as such, you must abide by the maintenance schedules to sustain their accessibility status for the nation to get the best out of them. Let me, at this point, congratulate the Nigerian Air Force for recording this great feat, especially at such a trying time. Let me also encourage all officers, airmen, and airwomen of the Nigerian Air Force to continue to align their individual and collective actions with the vision of Mr. President to ensure that objective of stability is achieved. Finally, let me state that with this induction and commissioning, we expect to receive most heartwarming feedbacks from the various theater of operations, and in no distant time, drastic minimization of security menace bedeviling our dear nation in order to ensure an enabling environment for economic activities to strive. Thank you all, and God bless.
That was the opening remarks by the Honorable Minister of Defense. May I request a resounding round of applause for the Honorable Minister.
Good afternoon, Nigeria. This is the flight line of the Nigerian Air Force Base Kaduna, the premier Air Force base in Nigeria, home of air and ground training operations and training. It is a formal presidential inauguration of the reactivated L-39ZA, an induction of Mi-171E combat helicopter. In line with the Executive Order number 5, which focuses on science, technology and innovation, local content, participation, contract and procurement, the Nigerian Air Force has over the past 5 years reactivated 25 erstwhile unserviceable aircraft, which include 2X ATR-42, Falcon 900, 3X Alpha jets, Super Puma and Super Pluma, Mi-17, 2X Beach aircraft, 2X C-130 aircrafts. The latest of these are 3L-39ZA aircrafts and 3 Alpha jets, which also included upgrade of avionic systems. What we are witnessing today is a departure from over-dependence on foreign countries for military hardware, especially for the Nigerian Air Force. The newly acquired 171 Well, what we are watching now is the efficacy of these aircraft in combat operations, especially providing air support to the ground forces. This is a documentary made to showcase the function as well as efficacy of these aircraft.
Very unique machine. Thank you. Your Excellency, the special guests of honor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, having watched the video clip, it is now time to perform the handing and taking over of the newly acquired Mi-171E helicopter and reactivated L-39ZA aircraft. May I at this juncture humbly request the Chief of Aircraft Engineering, Air Vice Marshal Musibau Olatunji, who received the aircraft and their documentation and certified them both fit to fly, to kindly step forward and hand over the documents to the Chief of the Air Staff The Chief of the Air Staff would subsequently hand the document over to the Chief of Training and Operations, Air Vice Marshal James Granny, thus signaling the formal release of the platforms for deployment for air operations. The Chief of Aircraft Engineering is represented by the Director of Aircraft Engineering, Air Vice Marshal I.Y. Mohammed. The document having been handed over to the Chief of the Air Staff, may I invite the Chief of Training and Operations, Air Vice Marshal James Granny, to please step forward and receive the document. A round of applause, please. That concludes the handing and taking over process. The Honorable Minister of Defense, very senior officers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my singular honor and privilege to invite the special guests of honor, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to give his remarks and thereafter induct the Mi-171E helicopter, as well as commission the reactivated L-39ZA aircraft virtually. The special guest of honor, sir. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we will take a short while to address a technical hitch. I request the Nigerian Air Force Band to play an interlude of music. Thank you.
Well, like we have earlier mentioned, in the last 5 years of the stewardship of the Chief of the Air Staff, the present Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Baba Abubakar, the Nigerian Air Force has continued to grow from strength to strength, especially in the areas of innovation, creativity, as well as training and retraining of personnel of the Nigerian Air Force. Not only that, what we are witnessing today is also a testimony of the resolve and commitment of the Chief of the Air Staff in ensuring that, in line with the Presidential Executive Order number 5, the Nigerian Air Force has acquired sufficient military hardware to be able to support the ongoing combat operation against insurgents and bandits terrorizing some parts of this country, especially in the northeast, the northwest, and some parts of the north central. The Nigerian Air Force has, over the past 5 years, as we earlier mentioned, reactivated 25 erstwhile unserviceable aircraft, which include the following: 2X ATR-42, Falcon 900, 3X Alpha Jet Super Loma, Mi-17, 2X Beach Aircraft, 2X C-130. The latest is the one we are witnessing today, which are the 3L-39ZA aircraft and 3 Alpha jets, which also included upgrade of avionics systems. The newly acquired Mi-17E is the second such helicopter acquired by the federal government for the Nigerian Air Force. The first was inducted in February this year.
The band, please. The special guest of honor address.
Honorable Minister of Defense, Chief of Air Staff, and the representatives of the service chiefs, Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Defense Intelligence, senior government officials, General Officer Commanding, and the Air Officers Commanding, senior officers both serving and retired, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am highly delighted to be here virtually today to commission this newly acquired Mi-171E helicopter, which is yet another addition to the inventory of the Nigerian Air Force. I am also pleased to unveil the newly reactivated Alpha Jet L39ZA aircraft, which will significantly boost the capacity of the service to carry out the mandate we have assigned to them. You may also recall that in February this year, I commissioned 2 Agusta 109 power attack helicopters and 1 Mi-171E helicopter, which were inducted into the Nigerian Air Force inventory to boost the operational capacity of the service. Today's induction brings to 23 the number of brand new aircraft that have been added to the inventory of the Nigerian Air Force since we came on board in 2015, and is a clear reflection of our unflinching commitment to ensure the security of Nigeria and Nigerians. These 23 new aircraft are aside the 15 additional aircraft, including 12 Super Tucano aircraft from the United States of America and 3 JF-17 Thunder multi-role fighter aircraft from Pakistan that have been procured and will soon be delivered. Besides these new aircraft, we have also supported the Nigerian Air Force to reactivate over 25 erstwhile unserviceable aircraft, thereby significantly boosting the capacity of the service to deliver robust air power in support of our counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency efforts. It is on record that these additional platforms have contributed immensely to the Air Force's successes against insurgents and armed bandits in recent engagements. It is noteworthy that our Air Force has, since its establishment in 1964, been playing critical roles in national security as well as in peacekeeping operations on the African continent. Our contributions in internal security, peacekeeping and humanitarian operations in places like the Gambia, Guinea-Conakry, Mozambique, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Mali, Guinea-Bissau, and Cameroon have not only been a source of pride to us as a nation, but has also projected us as a reliable regional power that has helped stabilize other nations and stood firm in defense of democracy. This is indeed most commendable, as the Nigerian Air Force, alongside other services, continue to play its unique role in the counter-insurgency operations in the northeast and anti-banditry operations in the northwest, as well as other operations in other parts of the country, where our officers, airmen and airwomen, soldiers and ratings are performing gallantly. I wish to commend the Chief of Air Staff, as well as his officers, airmen and airwomen, for not only remaining at the forefront of the fight against all enemies of our country, but also for the various laudable initiatives embarked open to bridge capacity and capability gaps, as well as enhance infrastructure in the service and exploit research and development for improved self-reliance. I also congratulate the Air Force leadership and urge them to sustain this trajectory. On our part, we will continue to support you in any way we can to help you become more effective in the execution of your mandate for the safety and security of our country. As part of our commitment, I have released 2 Augusta 101 helicopters from the Presidential Air Fleet to the Nigerian Air Force to improve its tactical lift capability. We believe that releasing these helicopters to the Nigerian Air Force will add more value to the nation as the service employs them in logistic movements in support of their operations, carry out liaison missions, conduct training of additional crew, as well as execution of special missions. It is on record that one of our key promises to the Nigerian people is the resolve to maintain unyielding in confronting the Boko Haram insurgency, as well as other forms of criminality that have bedeviled our country. The successes we have achieved so far have restored some level of stability, not only in Borno and Yobe State, but also in Adamawa State. Consequently, I want to sincerely thank Nigerians for believing in us and coming together as a nation, irrespective of political, religious, and ethnic affiliations, to bring this scourge to an end. I want to once again salute the resolve of our armed forces and the invaluable contributions of all security agencies towards dealing with all threats to our peace and well-being. It is noteworthy that professionalism, capacity building, and the necessary equipping of the armed forces and other security agencies are a major thrust of our administration. Accordingly, the acquisition of brand new platforms and other supporting equipment for our Army, Navy, Air Force, and other security agencies is ongoing. This is in practical fulfillment of my promise to re-professionalize and re-equip an armed forces and the security agencies so that they can effectively discharge their duties to our great nation. I have no doubt that the empowerment, the employment of this Mi-171E helicopter and the reactivated Alpha jets and the L-39ZA aircraft will add impetus to the combat effectiveness and operational efficiency of the Nigerian Air Force in combating our contemporary security challenges. Let me at this point reiterate that we as a government remain committed to taking the right steps in the right direction in order to achieve the desired results. The acquisition of these aircraft, among several other military equipment, despite our limited resources, is an expression of that commitment. We shall therefore continue to do our best to ensure that every sector of our nation experiences the change that we have promised the nation. As I commission these aircraft into service today, I urge discipline in their operation, and a strong maintenance culture that will enable the nation to drive maximum benefits from the investment. May I enjoin everyone to keep faith with us as we steer the country to a more successful direction. I congratulate the Chief of the Air Staff, the officers and men of the Nigerian Air Force on this occasion of the induction of the new Mi-171E helicopter, as well as the commissioning of the reactivated Alpha jets and L-39ZA aircraft into service. I hereby induct this Mi-171E helicopter into the service of the Nigerian Air Force and our fatherland as NAP 582. I also commission the return to service of the reactivated Alpha jets NAP 465 and NAP 471, as well as the LZ-39ZA aircraft NAP 352. As you fly these aircraft, I wish you safe flying operations, safe skies, as well as equal takeoffs and landings. Congratulations. Thank you all, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The special guest of honor.
National anthem, please.
We shall now take the national anthem as Mr. President departs. You may please be seated. That concludes the first segment of proceedings.
The Honorable Minister of Defense, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the second segment of today's event, which will proceed as follows. First shall be the cutting of the tape to be performed by the Honorable Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Magashi.
That was the presidential inauguration of the newly acquired platforms for the Nigerian Air Force, in which President Muhammadu Buhari, Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, acknowledged and appreciated the belief Nigerians have in him and his administration. He also eulogized efforts by the Nigerian Armed Forces in combating acts of terrorism, as well as developing local content in providing military hardware for continued combat operations against acts of terrorism and banditry across the country. The president also used the opportunity to appeal to Nigerians to keep faith with him and his administration, as the administration is determined to steer the affairs of the country to a more prosperous direction. That was a very strong message from the president. We now continue with the remaining proceedings.
Secretary, Ministry of Defense, the NAFOA National President, the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Defense Intelligence, General Officer Commanding 1 Division, Nigerian Army, yes. Air Officer Commanding Air Training Command, Air Officer Commanding Special Operations Command, the Chief of Training and Operations, Chief of Aircraft Engineering. Please, may I request that the aides remain behind. Please, the aides are to remain behind. Thank you.
Well, the Honorable Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Salihi Magashi, alongside the Chief of the Air Staff and other senior Air Force officers, have now gone to cut the tape, which signaled the official commissioning on behalf of the President of these newly acquired platforms for the Nigerian Air Force. Audio.
We have a like this. Stop that. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to this crazy guy. You guys really do person too much.
Viewers, what we are witnessing now is the testing of this aircraft. Inside the aircraft is the Honorable Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Salihi Magashi, and the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Baba Abubakar. And this is indicative of the fact that this aircraft will now be deployed for effective deployment of sufficient air power for combat operations in turbulent areas in Nigeria.
Let me see them. Follow them, camera one. Follow them, camera one.
It's quite discernible from the faces of the Minister and that of the Chief of the Air Staff. That the aircraft are really good for the purpose they are acquired for. And now heading towards the reactivated aircraft. Accompanied by Air Force Officers' Wives Association. There and other senior officers.
Nigerian Force for training. However, with the current security challenges in the country, it has been weaponized, and the aircraft is used for both training role and kinetic missions, both in the northeast and southwest. It's a single-engine jet originated from Czechoslovakia, and they have been in the service of the Nigerian Air Force since 1986. These are technical details, so I will not bore you with them. It's capable. It has 5 hard points, capable of carrying 125 kilogram bombs, the 16 rocket pod, which carries about 60 rockets on either side. Also, the Geisha 23 gun, 32. So the 2 cockpits are the front. Normally in training role is for the student. The instructor sits at the back. While for kinetic missions, 2 operational pilots can sit, or a single pilot only in the front cockpit. So if I have some minutes, let me take you around the aircraft. It's a very rugged aircraft, sir. Yes, sir. Only one pilot in front. The student is in front, sir, for training missions. The instructor sits at the back. So you can see the very rugged aircraft. Can you shift? It's good for student landing. So about 10 of those in a single training mission, where it's able to absorb some of the inadequate landings by students until they become very professional. So it's very rugged and very durable for training. Where this is one of 3 that have been recently reactivated by the Nigerian Air Force. Thank you, sir. So these are the hard points. You can carry bombs around, sir. No, okay, hook, sir. Also, interestingly, the outer pylon can be to carry droppable fuel tanks. So, for a normal navigation, additional droppable tanks, the aircraft can give you an endurance of up to 3 hours. 3 hours flying time for a jet fighter aircraft is a very good endurance. 1 hour 45 minutes as it is now with just the fuselage tanks. There are 3 fuselage tanks and 2 tip tanks. They are not removable, these tip tanks. Sorry, sir. This one carries about 100 liters of fuel. It's capable of carrying about 100 liters of fuel. So there's one on the either end of the wing. It's stated here, sir.
That concludes the presentation on the MI-17E and handing and taking over of the MI-17E NAV 582 and L39ZA aircrafts done by the Honorable Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Salihi Magashi, alongside with the Chief of the Air Staff on behalf of the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari. This is indeed indicative of the fact that President Muhammadu Buhari is committed to repositioning the Nigerian armed forces, the military, to better carry out their activities of defending the territorial integrity of Nigeria to the best of their agility and as provided by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now to the next item on the programs of event, which is the presentation of souvenir to the Honorable Minister of Defense by the Chief of the Air Staff to President Muhammadu Buhari, and it carries the picture of the President. Very beautiful indeed.
Have been inducted into the Nigerian Air Force, and those expected in total 38. The 23 that have been inducted already, the 15 expected, and the 8 unmanned combat aerial vehicles that are also being expected. And the message there says, Your Excellency, thank you for restoring the lost glory of the Nigerian Air Force. Can we give a round of applause to the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces? Honorable Minister of Defense, sir, we just want to further take you through what has led to the Nigerian Air Force being so excited. Honorable Minister, sir, on the far right are the 23 aircraft that have been inducted into the Nigerian Air Force, 10 Super Meshach trainer aircraft, 5 Mi-35M helicopter gunships, 4 Abuja 109 power, 2 Bell 412 helicopters, and 2 Mi-171E. The last of which was Special Guest of Honor, sir. The expected aircraft include the 6 Super Tucano that have already been painted in Nigerian Air Force colors and are being used for training already in the United States of America. 6 more are coming. These are the aircraft that were handed over from other ministries, departments, and agencies that are now being employed by the Nigerian Air Force, the EC-135, that were handed over. And this from the Nigerian Immigration Service, the 228. Yes, sir. And these have been armed with side door guns that have been mounted on the EC-135, providing close air support operations in the northeast and northwest. At the cabin, at the side. Yes, sir. And these are the 2 228s handed over from immigration, repaired, reactivated, and are now in operation. 2 Mi-135Ps were also reactivated, along with the Beechcraft, which were done in country. Most of them were done in the country, leading to enhanced capacity and especially the saving of huge amounts of foreign exchange. The Mi-17-2 was reactivated. Super Puma 2, which is being used extensively in the Northeast for tactical airlift, a lot of light liaison missions, logistics resupply. It's been a workhorse in the Northeast, was reactivated, and has been put to use by the current NAF administration. The most critical one, sir, is the C-130 Hercules aircraft. 2 have been activated in country by depot maintenance conducted in Nigeria. Yes, the equipment vendors came to do it, but our personnel were actively involved. And for the first time in the history of the Nigerian Air Force, we were able to conduct successful in-country periodic depot maintenance on NAF 917 and NAF 913. And the Chief of Air Staff is in the process of starting on NAF 918, another periodic depot maintenance. can Then the 3 Alpha jets, they have been reactivated also with upgrade of their avionics, which will make them more effective in terms of operations that they will be carrying out in the Northeast. One has already been commissioned, the 2 others, before the end of the month, they will be coming out. Then the Falcon 900 too was reactivated at the dawn of this administration, and it's being used effectively. Falcon 900, sir. And lastly, the ATR 42. In all, 25 aircraft have been reactivated from 2015 to now, which were unserviceable. This has lifted our serviceability rate from about 35% in 2015 to an average of about 80 to 85% as of today. This courtesy of the support from the federal government. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. What we are about witnessing now is the practical display of these by these aircrafts. The aircrafts are warming up. Ready for the display. Presented to the minister by Chief of the Air Staff are the 23 number of aircraft acquired by federal government for the Nigerian Air Force in the last 5 years. This is in addition to 15 other aircraft
that have been acquired and awaiting delivery, which include the 12 Super Tucano aircrafts and 3 TF-17 Thunder attack aircrafts. The newly commissioned or the newly inaugurated aircrafts are still warming up for air display at this important event taking place at the NAF base, Kaduna. achievement by the Nigerian Air Force, and it signaled a significant departure from over-reliance on foreign countries for military hardware for the Nigerian Air Force. With me is the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Vice Marshal Ibikule Darumola, to shed more light on the projection by the Nigerian Air Force in years to come. Air Vice Marshal, what is with this milestone achievement, what is the projection by the Nigerian Air Force to move from this stage to the next level?
Well, first I would like to say that the Nigerian Air Force has been extremely fortunate that we have the tacit support of the in response to Nigeria's national security imperatives. So since 2015, like the Chief of the Air Staff mentioned during his speech, 23 brand new aircraft have been inducted. This MI-171E is the 23rd of them. In addition to that, we have 12 other Super Tucano aircraft, 3 JF-17 Thunder that are coming, that's another 15, okay? That brings it to 38. And we have some 8 unmanned combat area vehicles that are also coming in. So this just means that a scaling of capabilities. So the gaps that existed in capabilities and capacities are gradually being filled up so that the repositioning of the service for efficient and effective employment of air power is beginning to get to the point where we will say, yes, we have gotten there. So this is one step further, and it will translate into more tangible benefits in terms of operations in the various theaters.
So what does it mean to the ongoing fight against banditry?
Well, it just, like I said, it means that there will be more bite to the operations in the northeast and northwest and other areas where there are conflicts. So the Nigerian people just need to be assured that the federal government under President Muhammadu Buhari, supporting the Nigerian Air Force under the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Baba Abubakar, will do all of its best because it's mobilizing all of its assets and skills for the protection of Nigeria and Nigerians. So be assured that with this, there will be more tangible benefits in terms of security in various theaters of operation.
Thank you very much. The Director of Public Relations and Information, the Nigerian Air Force. This is where we will draw the curtain for the live transmission. We now hand you over to our Port Harcourt Network Center for another inauguration of reconstructed AK-based route as part of routes and street projects being executed by River State government. Thank you for watching.
NTA network service. We are here at Rumolumene community for the transmission of the formal inauguration of Aka Road, expanded and reconstructed by the River State government under the present administration of Governor Nyesom Wike. It has been 4 consecutive days of road project inauguration in the River State capital. Today's event is happening at Rumolumene community, which is home to a number of multinational companies, the headquarters of NNS Pathfinder, and other government establishments located in this axis of Port Harcourt. On behalf of the outside broadcast crew, I am Kingsley Amadre. Welcome.
To better school, we say Mr. Project with the hell. I say even Sergio Ramos call a week. All the boys, the best will hell call a week. Okay, so Victor. Igbo should call am wike. That should they call am wike. His Excellency, you are excellent in the project.
The national anthem. May I invite the Honorable Commissioner for Chieftaincy and Community Affairs, Honorable Sonny Ejeku, to take the opening prayer.
God of heaven, you created man in your own image, and you granted him grace to subdue his environment, recreate it, make it better for the good of mankind. We thank you, O Lord, for the governor you have gifted to Rivers State at this time, a man of grace and wisdom, a man of stable character, a man of vision. Lord, you have seen what he's doing in our environment. We thank you, O Lord, even as we ask you to continually sustain him. We invite you, O Lord, to take control of proceedings in this ceremony. Lord, that at the end of it all glory, accolades, and praise shall come to you and to you alone. In Christ's holy name we pray.
Your Excellency, Yesomeze Wike, CON, GSSRS, Power of Sports Africa, Governor of Rivers State. Your Excellency, Okeze Victor Ipazu, PhD, Governor of Abia State. Right Honorable Ikuyo Wajibani, DSSRS, Speaker of Rivers State House of Assembly. Your Excellency, Sir Celestino Mejia, GSSRS, former Governor of Rivers State. Right Honorable Austin Opara, OFR, DSSRS, former Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives. Distinguished Senator Mao Habunwa, Rear Admiral Sam Bura, Commander NNS Pathfinder, Your Royal Majesties and Highnesses, Secretary to the State Government and members of the State Executive Council, Principal Officers and members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Ambassador Desmond Akao, Chairman PDP Rivers State, Elder Statesmen, Special Advisors, Chairman, Local Government Areas here present, Your Royal Highnesses, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the commissioning of the reconstructed Aka-based road. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, may I invite to give the welcome address, the Chairman, Obiakpor Local Government Area, Honorable Solomon A.K.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Rivers State, Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Abia State, the Right Honorable Speaker, let me adopt the existing protocol. Your Excellency, the chiefs, the elders, the women, the opinion leaders, the youths of Obiakpor local government in general, and Rumo Lumene in particular, have asked me to say a very good welcome to you in Obiakpor local government area.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to give us the traditional dance steps, may I invite Rumo Lumini Women Group. Inviting the Rumo Lumini Women Group to give us their traditional dance steps.
Aka Road, being commissioned today, is located in Rumo Lumini community. It is home to a number of multinational establishments, oil and gas industries, and the NNS Pathfinder headquarters. The reconstructed Aka Road, no doubt, brought a sigh of relief, not only to the residents, but also to the companies and their clients who hitherto find it difficult assessing their locations, given the deplorable state of the road before it was reconstructed by the present administration under Governor Nyesom Wike. The road is expected to not only further enhance economic activities in this area, also contribute to the aesthetics of the city in an effort by the present administration in its urban renewal program.
Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, can we put our hands together for them? Thank you so much. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and project description, may I invite the Honorable Commissioner for Works, Rivers State, Honorable Barrister Ilokata Siamadi.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, Your Excellency, the Governor of Abia State, the Right Honorable Speaker, Rivers State House of Assembly, former Governor of Rivers State, Your Excellencies, may I adopt already established protocols. Today is the fourth day in the series of commissioning of road projects built by the Rivers State government. In the past 3 days, we have, to the glory of God and for the benefit of our people, commissioned 8 reconstructed roads. Today, the 24th day of December 2020, we shall be commissioning the 9th, being the reconstructed Akabes Road. We all know that when companies seek to locate or expand a business or industry, they typically consider a number of factors about the area, such as availability of skills of the local workforce, area amenities are considered, willingness of the community to accept them is also considered, but most critically, they are concerned about the availability of transportation access. The Akabes Road has for very many years been a major impediment to the commerce and vitality of this area.
always filled with potholes and very large ditches caused by heavy axle loads. Frequent and repeated repairs have failed to provide a lasting solution to the problem due to the very challenging and unsupportive terrain. Consequently, government reconstructed the Akabes Road with drains, culverts, and a rigid pavement. In plain English, it's a concrete road. A more expensive but only sure way to a lasting solution. The road is 25 centimeters thick, which is about 2 inches shy of 1 foot. It's 3 kilometers long and 17 meters wide. It will feature street lights and all. Under the scope of this project, there will in fact be a layer of asphalt over the concrete to give some aesthetic beauty, elongate the lifespan of the road, and give commuters a smooth ride. Much like what you see in countries like the US or India. We at the Ministry of Works decided to invite His Excellency to see what they have done thus far, because before we overlay the concrete with asphalt and everything becomes hidden from sight. This for me is an easier way to avoid a query. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for finding time to honor this occasion. God bless you all.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point may I invite to give his remarks the contractor Lubric Construction Company, the representative Ronnie Mojaba.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of River State and all invitees, please permit me to ride on all the existing protocols. It gives us great pleasure to be part of the reconstruction and commissioning of this very important road, which leads to a federal government facility and some oil and gas servicing companies. This project is a 3 kilometers road reconstruction, which includes rigid concrete pavement and drainage network. We have successfully completed this work with full cooperation of the community, the residents of this locality, and of course Nigerian Navy that have provided 24-hour security all through the project duration. Finally, we'd like to thank His Excellency for giving us the opportunity to serve this great state. God bless River State. God bless Nigeria.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, may I respectfully invite to give a speech the Governor of River State, His Excellency Yesom Ezewawike, Commander of the Order of the Niger, GSSRS, South Africa, Pride of River State.
Be seated. Your Excellency, my dear brother, the Governor of Abia State, Your Excellency, the former Governor of River State, the Right Honorable Speaker of the State House of Assembly, the former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, distinguished senators here, the Rear Admiral Abuja, the Pathfinder, even though by his rank now, we're expecting that he will soon be leaving, but we're not happy that he will be leaving, but we're happy for his promotion. Our Chairman of Elders Council, senators that are here, members of the State Assembly that are here, the traditional rulers that are here, members of the State Executive Council, and other council of chiefs that are here, our dear women, council chairmen, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, this is Romo Lumene in Abuja local government area. is unfortunate that in the program you have, the Ministry of Works did not capture how the road was. But if you look at the board, you see the state of the road and what it is now. So we decided to do this road, to concrete it. Why did I invite you to come? You have told me, and I do know, you believe in the cement technology. And because I've been to your state, and I've seen what you have done using concrete. And so I decided that since you are using concrete, you should come and commission the road we have done with concrete. You know, there's nothing you do in this world that everybody will be happy. I cannot invite a governor who is not performing. You are performing in Abia State. And that's why I will identify myself with you. When somebody does not like you, if you like, give him everything in this world, he will not like you. So those of them who are saying that why should I invite you to come, they can go and hang themselves. I've invited you and you are here. The road is about 17 to 20 meters wide. And you know here, you have a lot of heavy-duty trucks. And so wanted it to last as long as our people will enjoy it. And so we are brought here today to come and see what we have done. When the commissioner was speaking, he said it will be asphalted. No. Let us understand. When you say so, it's as if the job has not been done, finished. No, it's not correct. The contract we gave is for concreting, and that has been completed. And another idea came that can't we also put asphalt so that if it's supposed to last 20 years, it can now last about 30 years. So let people understand it's not that, because when you say it will be asphalted, it means that the job has not been completed. No. The job we gave is for concrete. But other ideas came to make it last very, very long. That you need to, if we can asphalt it, which is another money altogether. I said, well, even if we spend that, we are spending it for our people. I was spending it for our people, so we have no regrets about it. And to put street lights here. So, we have no regrets about it. But let me tell you today, I don't want to hear this name, Aka Road again. Who is Aka? Aka from where? We live in we cannot want to motor our own people. We say Aka. Someone come and put a company here called Aka. The dad has not taken the road. After I spend money, says Aka. From today to stop asking Aka name. We will honor one of our own who is from this community. We honor him, not when he dies. Let us honor him. From today, after the commission of this road, this road will be called Chief Honorable Adele Road. I don't know why we are always shy from honoring our own. Did Aka give me money here? No, we won't do that. So, Commissioner of Works, as this road is commissioned, the plaque will change, the signpost will change to be named Chief Honorable Adele Road. Now, but let me tell you, when I was doing all these things, most of you were carrying conspiracy against me, carrying all kinds of propaganda. Oh, that the Jonas Beggar is doing my propaganda. All those things people are doing will not change me. Not change me. Some of your sons and others, politics, were causing bad blood amongst people. I'm not one that I'm intimidated. I will do whatever I will do. Because my hands are clean. My heart is clear. That I cannot hurt any Mormon person. I cannot develop my program and will not develop Mormon. It is not possible. After I'm a chief here. I'm not the chief here. Even though I don't like wearing your traditional attires. You are suffering with heat there, and everything. So it's not for me. But the truth of the matter is that I awarded Mboshimini road. The contractor was not able to perform. I cancelled it. I have really awarded it to the company that did this road now. And by January they will start. So by January they will start. So tell their sons and daughters, no amount of blackmail will change me. I will do what I think is right for our people. And that's what we're doing. So please, if there's any problem, let me know. Forget about politicians. When they don't get what they want at that particular time, they begin to spread rumors. When I read the budget of this year, nobody influenced me, nobody told me to add it in the budget. But I was getting text messages. I laugh. Because when you don't have patience, when you don't trust yourself, you think others are like that. There's no community or local government. I do not know those who supported us in this our second term. Even from first term to second term, played a great role in my emerging as governor of Rivers State. So I can never, nobody can preach to me who to help and who not to help. I know communities and local government that played very important role. So go home and sleep with your two eyes closed. Now, before I call the special guest of honor, I read this morning where the National Secretary of the Caretaker Committee of APC said, I'm playing to the gallery, and that I'm economical recruit. That after all, federal government has been fighting insecurity, that they gave us bailout money and the rest. But let me start. Bailout money, it was not free money. It's like a bank. You borrow money, you pay back. So it's not as if they dash us money. We are paying back the money that we borrowed. It's like borrowing. So when they said they gave us bailout, are we not paying back? So if we are paying back, so what is the answer now? You gave us money. What you would have done is, okay, give us the grant and give us free money. Then I would have known that you gave us free money. But even if you gave me free money, does it mean that if something is going on, I shouldn't say? Because you gave me free money, I shouldn't talk? What did we say? We are saying that there's a problem in the country. Even when the governors of everything have admitted that they are overwhelmed with security challenges. And I said, look, yes, you're overwhelmed with security challenges, but whose responsibility is it to fix security in this country? Is it my responsibility? Am I the commander-in-chief of armed forces? Do I appoint commissioners of police? Do I appoint the service chiefs? I don't. So the National Secretary has been a lifetime governorship aspirant. Senator Bolidede has been a lifetime governorship aspirant. Yesterday he was with Tinubu. Today he's with Minister of Transportation because he wants to be governor. I don't want to be governor again. I'm leaving. So such characters cannot talk to people like us. So we have character. We have character. A man who has no character does not have what it takes. Because I cannot jump from one place to the other simply because you want to be governor by all means. Yesterday you are with Tinubu, today with Minister of Transportation, tomorrow we will another country because you want to be governor. Ask him why did he vote 2019? He voted for PDP. Let him keep his mouth shut before I tell APC what he did. Enough is enough of these harlot politicians. So people like that shouldn't talk to us. I have said, and if you say you have done something, come out to the public and say this is what you have done. I have done all Abuja road, right? Now if you have done, that's the one that you have also done so. It's not for you to quarrel that, why am I saying so? Why would I say so? Why would I say so? I want to tell you that we are doing something. And if anybody understands and do know that, not the government says that, no, we didn't do this road. Not the people of Rome say that, no, it is not you that did this road. They are here, let them say so. So if you have done your own, say so. People will say you didn't do or you did. So Senator Bolidede, to be governor is not for you to open your mouth and talk anyhow. PDP is a party Nigerians want. no matter all the intimidation, it will not work. We are men of character. We are people, when we say something, we stand by whatever we have said, not on pecuniary interest. Not on pecuniary interest. If I was that kind of governor, I know how many times people have tried to woe us. We say, no, we cannot be wooed. We are here. We started from with PDP, we end up with PDP. We have no other political party to join. Because the fate of this country, the hope of Nigerians, solely depend on our party. That's why when we talk about our party, we are not saying because of any selfish interest, because we want our party to continue to give Nigeria that hope that Nigeria is looking for. So when there's any mistake, we shout out. So we won't lose. Now Nigeria won't lose faith. When everybody is hoping by 2023 that PDP should take over the reins of power in this country. I'm not talking about this state. This state is already over. No party. The party will come and tell us what they have done before and what they will do in future for them, for people to vote for them. On this note, let me invite our brother, the man who believes in smart technology for construction of roads, to come and talk to you and commission a project. Thank you, God bless you.
Abia State Governor Okezie Ikpeazu is set to officially inaugurate the Aka Road, which has been renamed Orobule Adiele Road by the Governor of Rivers State.
My brother and my friend, Chief Nyesom Wike, Governor of Rivers State, please permit me to rely on the already established layers of recognitions established before now to say that I am happy to be associated with a brand and an icon, somebody that has become synonymous with projects and whatever is good. You can say any kind of thing about Wike, but you cannot deny the fact that he's a very courageous and hard-working public servant in Nigeria. Therefore, I want to give us a little secret about how Governor Wike's mind works. I say this because I have been in a position where I conceptualized projects and decided to do rigid pavement for my people. When you see a governor deploy rigid pavement and contemplate asphalt on rigid pavement, it expresses love, it expresses commitment, it expresses deep concern for not only the people of today, but the next generation of Rivers children. I say this because in considering what the state of this road was before now, it is clear that there is no solution that can come as a relief to the people of this area apart from the fact that you do 10-inch concrete with BRC or rod in between and then overlay with asphalt. That is what I call extreme construction. And I want to congratulate you for your deep commitment and love for your people. And I said to the people of this area, he has done what he has to do as your leader and governor today. But it is up to you to own this project. Do everything you have to do to keep this place clean and keep the drainages clean also. Because he may not have a house on this road, but those who will ultimately benefit from this road, assuming it lasts the lifespan that is expected of this road, are those who live and do business in this place. My desire and my prayer today is that this road will bring good fortune to the people of this area. It is my prayer that this road will see more roads like this around here. It is my prayer that all those that will apply on this road will apply for good and not for evil. And that as we enjoy all of this, may we remember that a man came, a man saw, and he conquered. And that man is no less a person than Nyesom Wike. We thank God for Governor Nyesom, not only in Rivers State, but across Nigeria. He inspires people like us, and we will continue to look up to him for leadership, even in the
more vocal people like Wilson Wike, so that we can call a spade at all times, and we can correct ourselves when we err, and at the end of the day, we can spread our hands and share in the blessings of God Almighty. May this be our experience in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Upon this proclamation, I have the honor and privilege and permission of my friend, the Governor of Rivers State, to officially commission for use this road that has been rechristened today to the glory of God and service of humanity. I so declare in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Thank you very much. I am pleased and excited to be joined by the Governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Governor Nyesom Wike, former Governor, other distinguished persons and personalities, especially traditional rulers and citizens of this area, to officially this 23rd or 24th day of December in the year of our Lord 2020, to officially commission for use and good of humanity, especially those in this area, in Rivers State and Nigerians, to the glory of God Almighty. I so declare in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Reconstruction of Onawulade Road with concrete pavement executed by the administration of His Excellency Nyesom Wike, CON, GSSRS, Governor of Rivers State, and commissioned by my humble self, Okeze Victor as Governor of Abia State, on this 24th day of December 2020. To God be the glory.
The national anthem.
Appreciate your time while the inauguration of this renamed Aka Road to Chief Adele Road lasted. We'll now be returning you to our network studios for the continuation of the rest of the scheduled program on NTA network service. Thank you.
As a channel of communication is inherently harmless. It becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
We are in Itoku, Abeokuta, Ogun State capital, the home of the popular Adire fabric. Nigerian culture is multi-ethnic and gives a lot of value of different types of arts, which include glass and metal work, painting, wood carving, and clothes weaving, to mention but a few. But among all these forms of arts, Adire is the most common among the people of Egbaland in Ogun State. And my name is Idaresit Aderokun. Welcome to Itoku, the Adire Hall.
Adire is an age-long fabric, first popular among the Yorubas, particularly the Egbas, with its various beautiful designs and fabric worn by every age and class. Meanwhile, Adire fabrics industry have evolved over time, both in production and promotion. In a bid to compete favorably with other fabrics, as well as complement government efforts towards industrialization, operators have developed new ways of doing business. The production of Adire is something that has since been passed from generation to generation. Invariably, it is inherited by birth, or it is inherited from birth. History has it that Adire fabric were first made with teru, local white attire, and elu, local dye, made from elu leaf, which is planted in the Shaki area of Oyo State. Hence, the material was sourced locally, until recently that there have been some innovations in the patterns and materials being used.
This is what we call batik. When you want to make batik, we firstly wash in the cold water. After washing it, dry it. After drying it, we put the candle, any design that you want, we put it on the fabric. After that, we put it in the dye. But the dye that we put in batik, it will not hot than tie and dye. When you put a small hot, small cold. So that's how we are making batik. After doing that, we remove the candle from the hot water, stash it. That's how we are doing batik. If it is tie and dye, you can use raffia. That raffia is equal in Yoruba. You tie it in any design that you want. After that, put dye. That is tie and dye.
Talking the state of Adire fabric, there has been a shift in paradigm in the mode of operations by the people involved. Adire now uses simple technology, and hot wax or paraffin are used as resist agents in place of the indigenous cassava paste. To meet the high demand of Adire now, stenciling has largely been replaced by a block printing technique to apply the hot wax.
We are using 100% materials, quality one, but now they are made in China. 40% of the quality one that we are using before. We are using 100% of quality Guinea brocade. For now, we are using only 40% quality.
In the next 10 years, to my own calculation and by God's grace, everything will have been bigger and better than what we have now. Because many people are coming into it, and as many people are coming into it, they are bringing in creativity. Somebody will come and learn Adire from you today. Before you know it, the design that person will be creating will be different from yours and will be better than the yoga stuff.
Whether it is produced through the old process or otherwise, Adire is a fabric in the class of its own among fabrics in Nigeria and the diaspora.
Dialogue, empathy, love and unity. These are vital components of nation building.
For all to be well, we appeal that we should refrain
from volatile, provocative, inciting messages and language.
Let's build and not destroy.
Lives are in your hands while you drive. Protect yourself and others on the road. Road Matters, shown on the network service of the NTA. Join us.
Understanding the universal language and timeless qualities that every great art piece exudes is a quest for many. Art is a means of communication, a symbol of humanity, depicting aesthetics in various forms. Art connotes strength and visibility as a way of preserving heritage, promoting culture, and painting pictures of our daily realities. This young artist examines tales of the eyes, mind, and body through his works.
My work is more of the real life and of ordinary Nigerians, the women, the children. It's not a painful art, it's just their joys, their moments of doubt, their moments of sorrows too. I draw with raw charcoal on cloth. I just burn them and just make the charcoal.
A combination of brevity with comprehensive suggestiveness that appeals to one's sensibility. One cannot ignore the depth each art piece possesses. But how well do people appreciate and understand these artworks?
You can see they are about to cross the road. So I saw the painting that you look before you leap. The child at the mother's back is relaxed. That means she trusted the mother so much that she's capable of protecting her from any danger.
When I look at that painting or this one, it tells me something, and I'm able to understand the strength of a woman. And looking at this painting, I could easily relate with the average Nsukka woman. I'm from Nsukka. That's the strength of the Nsukka woman.
I like the media charcoal work. I've used it before, and I like the way he's using it in his pictures to create definition, show light and shadow. Yeah. So particularly, I like this artwork because of the theme, showing independence, and because I like being an independent woman, and I believe every woman should be independent and they can be able to do anything that they desire to do.
One or two things that I'll pick here is that it teaches us about what are we proposing in the nearest future. Look at the woman in the deer. It's showing that, okay, you can better yourself where you are. Not necessarily when you move to cities. So people in the rural area, they too, if you are content with what you have.
Every art piece speaks to the soul, with its peculiar references to details, although we may sometimes get lost while trying to understand its central message, and this can only be related by the artist.
This is one of my favorite pieces. The piece is actually recent. I titled the work "The Gaze." For some reason, something captures their attention, and whatever they are looking at, it's not making them sad, it's not making them happy. Children actually look up to their parents to see whatever they are doing. And there's this saying that history repeats itself, and so I try to use this piece to show a girl, to show the world whom she is in the light of day. And I used it to apply to relationships between people, to apply to marriages. I see openness and transparency as one of the strong keys to a successful, cordial relationship.
Every artist has a unique approach and diversity to its interpretation. However, despite its broad approach to our daily realities,
art appreciation and collection still poses a major challenge in this part of the world.
Promoting art in primary schools especially, we try to encourage children from the beginning, the primary schools, the importance of arts. They will understand that it's also a profession that somebody can easily really enjoy and, express themselves through.
I think art gives a lot of story about a country or people or a nation, and we should always preserve artwork, because it will be used in future generations to tell a story of the past.
We don't really blame those that don't appreciate art. You have to have conquered, food as a problem to be able to appreciate things like luxurious things. Most of us, we live a life of survival. It starts from building ourselves as a nation first before we can actually appreciate art.
Art is no doubt a benchmark for nation building, a great assurance to sustainable growth, especially with the strings of creative expressions all around the country. If only we can look within and let every art piece we set our eyes on speak to our minds and body, then art appreciation will become more valuable.
Dialogue, empathy, love and unity. These are vital components of nation building.
I want to reiterate that the House will do all it can to make sure that everybody that has suffered from police violence, whether you are from the north, from the east, from the west, because everybody in Nigeria suffered from police violence, not just those of us from the southwest. That will be applicable to all, including policemen that lost their lives in this unfortunate incident.
Let's build and not destroy.
Doctors that are not married, and they're doing this incredible.
Well, there's a myriad of things. I think first of all we have to go back to writer. You are very well known for teaching skills. Your students speak a whole lot about you. Miss Nigeria competition.
And I said, let's pick them up, let's take them back to Nigeria, and let's teach them a different kind of job.